ladies and gentlemen. Man, I'm on a roll. But anyway, I decided to maybe try to give more advice. Because why not? So, one thing I'm going to talk about is college. Now, I'm going to tell you my personal experience regarding college. So, it all begins in high school, right? So, you know, as you may know, college in the US is unbelievably expensive, right? I know in other countries it's like really cheap or even free. Like even a 4 year university in some countries is free. And they offer just as good, if not maybe even an even better education. But of course, I can't just simply go to another country, so I gotta stay right here in the United States. So there goes that option. But anyway, so like around my junior year of high school is when I really started to think about, man, I need to get me a job, man, so I could at least save up and maybe somehow, along with any scholarships and such, I could probably go to a 4 year college because it's been a goal of mine to get a college degree, right? You feel me? Get a college degree and hopefully get a good paying job, man. It's always been my goal. Oh, so problem is though, even though I tried applying and I applied and I applied, I couldn't get a job, right? All of them rejecting me, right? And there was even one instance where a job did call back, right? They was trying to call me back, but I was in class at the time, and well, I couldn't answer the phone. And I tried to answer the phone, but they couldn't. They didn't respond, right? Maybe they were called to, reject me, but I didn't know, right? Still don't know. Maybe they could have called to say you're in. So they picked like the worst time to call. So, it was also some unlucky episodes, man. That was the main reason why I had such difficulty. And ultimately, that meant that, I had to enroll in a community college. Now, the school where I'm from, community colleges were looked down upon, right? And I thought that deep down, that, oh, I'm going to go to a 4 year college right out of high school. I'm going to go. But I didn't because I still haven't found a job despite me trying to find one. Now, luckily, I got free tuition, right? Got full ride scholarship at a community college, and so that was, thank goodness, you feel me? That was good. Um, you know, it was good. So, I mean, I at least still, went to college, right? And I did pretty good, right? But then COVID hit along, and it hit along in my last semester then. COVID hit, and oh my God. It was a nightmare because by then I had found a job back in like 2018, in my end of my first semester, right? So I worked at a McDonald's, and it was terrible, right? But I balanced work with school, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know how I did it because just the fact that I was damn near, overworking myself, go to school and work, it was crazy. But I caught a few lucky breaks because there was one dope ass time where I had to finish an essay. It was near the end of my second semester, and by then my work schedule started to really go out of control. And I had an essay to do. Thing is, I hadn't even really started on that essay. And it was crucial for my grade. Crucial for me in order to pass the class. Luckily, a miracle came. In that, I got sent home early because it was dead. And I used the time. I believe I had gotten at the home at around 5 p.m. Maybe 5:30 p.m. sometime. And I was grinding on that essay, like, man. Like, it was some peak grinding. As far as I remember, that essay was about, it was about childhood bullying, right? And I was finding mad resources, in JSTOR and EBSCO, especially EBSCO, because EBSCO was just working good that day, way better than JSTOR for what I needed for the essay. You feel me? And it was pretty good. I was like grinding damn near non-stop from 5 p.m. to midnight. By midnight, I finished that essay. And I got an A on it. So it was a combination of like peak carrying and a massive lucky break. You feel me? But then third semester, things seemed to be getting alright. I had much easier classes and seemed good. But then fourth semester, that was when COVID hit. And I didn't really like taking online classes at first. I wanted to, be in person. And I started losing track. But got myself together and toughed it out. However, things got worse. Because that was when more clownery started happening regarding, managerial incompetence, scheduling incompetence, and all that stuff. And you know what I'm saying? I left McDonald's like in June. And I remember that day very well. It was on May 31st. May 31st, 2020. And if I'm not mistaken, this was when the George Floyd protests and then the riots or looting or whatever you want to call it, that was when it was at its, damn near at its peak. Maybe not at its peak, but very close to it. And there was a McDonald's that's not too far from the one where I worked at. And it was a much bigger McDonald's, right? Because it was at a much more major street. However, that street got closed by the police. Because of fears of businesses getting looted, damaged, and whatever, right? Fear of violence. And so, for some reason, people decided, there might be a lot of violence happening. It might be a lot of rioting, looting, and whatever. But you know what? Let's go to McDonald's. Let's go to the McDonald's that's open. You feel me? Let's go to that McDonald's because, R.I.P. George Floyd, but the McDonald's is more important. And so, they was ordering so much, man. It was a line for hours. And then when we learned that one of the stores had closed, I wanted to just punch several walls because it's like, if that store's closed, why leave this one open? Knowing the situation that was happening right now, knowing that that McDonald's, it probably could have been burned down while we were still here, probably could have been looted, right? Who knows if a customer was really feeling mad and decides, you know what, now's my chance, and burn the whole place down. So like I remember 9 p.m. they shut down the whole thing, and we had to get out all the remaining orders and that actually took a while, but we got out all the orders and we was closed because we had already sold God knows how much. And then we had to clean everything. For some reason, we had to clean, and I stayed till 1 in the morning. And at that point, I was massively concerned about, my safety and such. And luckily, I didn't get harmed, right? Nothing crazy happened, right? Luckily. But more craziness was about to happen. So then, luckily, I was off, well, for the rest of Monday, because technically got out on Monday, right? But then Tuesday, I had to work. And turns out the situation started deteriorating a little bit, and I was going to quit anyway, so you know what? I left, went off on the manager, the manager that was just absolutely terrible. Not the manager that worked on Sunday, the manager that worked on that faithful shift. She was cool, you feel me? She cool, right? She was not the manager that got cussed out. Because she cool, you feel me? The manager that I did kind of cuss out was the trash manager. And he's a goofy. But you feel me? This was the culmination of just a whole cycle of COVID mania, and combined with other events, it just made me pissed off. So why the hell am I mentioning all this? Because it's to tell, any high school seniors out there, right? When you go to college, A, make sure you can afford it, man. Make sure you can afford it and such, right? B, when you get a job during college, make sure that the hours is reasonable, right? Make sure you don't overstress yourself, right? And C, go hard in the classroom, man. Open your mind to anything, because you never know. Any random thing you open your mind to, that could be a great career path. You could make that money out of it. Alright, so keep your heads up, man. Stay up, and learn from, my mistakes and others' mistakes, right? Learn from them so that you don't repeat them. Alright, peace out, y'all.